What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Got a small stack of books here that I picked up on Black Friday, which was a little over a month ago, I guess now. There were two stores in my area that I went to. The first stack is from the Zone. All of their books that were $9.99 and under were $1 a piece, so I grabbed a few from that stack. So start off here with Youngblood #1. This is the second print. You can tell that with the gold border, obviously. I've actually seen this in like $5 and $10 boxes before, but obviously I'm not going to pay that much for that for this book. But it's just a fun second printing. I do like the old second printings with the gold border. They don't look very good, but it's a nice way to distinguish them. You don't have to worry about looking at the barcode and stuff to figure out what printing it is. So happy to pick that one up for $1. Got a fun crossover here in this X-Men versus Dracula. Never seen this one before, but kind of like a Halloween book that I bought around Thanksgiving, so that was fun. Got X-Men $1.99. Just got this one for my X-Men run, trying to fill out as much as I can as cheaply as possible. So when I see, anything sub 200 for $1, I can definitely grab that. This is a fun one. It's Nightmares of Providence. I've never seen this one before. The cover caught my eye, and I was opening it up to look through it. It's basically just a gallery book. There's no story or anything. It's just a bunch of sketches from like H.P. Lovecraft type monsters. Got some weird stuff. Creature from the Black Lagoon type stuff. Lots of tentacles, lots of eyeballs. Lots of terrifying things. There was one that reminded me of Starship Troopers. There's a bug sucking on the head of something, the head of a dude, like at the end of Starship Troopers when they find the smart bug. I don't know. Where is it? Not there, not there. Not there. There's a bat. Oh. Monsters in Love. Anyway, yeah, there it is. Kind of a squid monster sucking out the brain of some poor dude. So this is a nice little find for $1. Got some of these new Ninja Turtle books from IDW. This is Mutant Nation #1. This is the retailer incentive. This one looks to be like an anthology book. There was 3 stories in there. I was happy to see that Mateus Santaluaco, he's doing the interiors on some of these new Ninja Turtle books, so that was cool. He does the Casey Jones story, but I do have to complain about the Casey Jones. Even though he has the hockey stick there on the cover, in the story he's using like a cricket bat, which, as a hockey player and a Ninja Turtle fan from when Casey Jones was in the cartoons with the hockey stick, I must take offense to that, but whatever. Here's some more Ninja Turtle stuff. I think that one's an RI too. Yeah, again, these are only $1. I think these are probably 1 in 10 variants. This is the Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan. This one, interior art by Santaluaco as well, so that's very cool. So that's #3 and #4. This is kind of, looks like a Karai story, I think. Shredder's granddaughter on the cover there. This is pretty brutal. It's got a scene in there where she's fighting like some conjured version of Leonardo, and Karai chops off her head, and it shows all the blood. His freaking Ninja Turtle head just sitting there in a pile of blood is quite disturbing, so don't let your kids read that. Last Ninja Turtle book is this Night Watcher #2. This is a retailer incentive as well. So Night Watcher, if I recall correctly, it was from the Ninja Turtle video game based on the 2007 animated movie, which was a lot of fun. I played that on Xbox 360, which is kind of a fun platformer, beat 'em up, where you get to play the Ninja Turtles. And then some of the levels had the Night Watcher character in it, and those were really cool because they were in black and white, where the rest of the game was obviously in color. And the Night Watcher in the video game was, I think it was Raphael, and I was flipping through this, and it looks like they made Jenica the Night Watcher in this book. Again, this is #2, so maybe they alternate which turtle is the Night Watcher in the different issues, but I'm not sure. But It was a really fun game. I don't know how well it holds up these years later, but if you like Ninja Turtle games, it's one of the better ones out there. I think it's just called TMNT. Silver Surfer book here from my Volume 3 run that I'm working on. This is 123. So happy to find that. Got this Rise of X, Powers of X, I think is the title. Just grabbed this one because it's a Kari Andrews cover. Usually I have to get those online at Unknown Comics because he must have a deal with them to do a whole bunch. He does a bunch of variant covers for Unknown Comics. So, and those are always, $15, I think, for just the trade dress, which I prefer, but I don't want to pay $15. So if I can find them for $1, I'm happy. I got this Moon Knight number 29. This was from the most recent, or from the run that started in 2020 or 2021. It ran 30 issues, I think. This was the only one that I needed. I bought almost all of them new as they were coming out. Missed this one for whatever reason, so it's happy to find that cool Lee and Hyuk cover. And got a really fun Stan Sakai version of this Kid Venom book. This is a relatively new book, and just a fun Stan Sakai. I always like seeing him draw stuff that's not Usagi Yojimbo. So Kid Venom is fun character for him. He does have all his Usagi Yojimbo type samurai and bandit type dudes that always fight Usagi and whoever he's with down there at the bottom. But they're fighting Kid Venom now, but it's good and fun. I do enjoy the Stan Sakai. And then last two books I got from Zone were a couple of Frank Cho covers. Got this Eternals number 1. This one was from when they started the Eternals series, right when the movie came out a few years ago. So I've never seen that before, so I grabbed it. And then the last book I got from the Zone was this Punchline cover. This is Punchline number 1. Not sure what volume this is. I think she's probably had a couple of volumes of her own by now since she was introduced, or miniseries or whatever. But again, just a Frank Cho cover that I liked, so couldn't pass that up for $1. So those are all the Zone books I got, and these next stack is from Clobberin Comics out in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. They have a Shepherdsville location and they have an E-Town location. They were selling a bunch of, all their dollar books were $1 on Black Friday, so I went through all their dollar boxes and grabbed these for $1 each. And then the last book was a store exclusive, actually, which is their first store exclusive, which I'd seen them post about on Facebook. It's a cool G.I. Joe Dan Panosian cover, so I'll save that one for the end. So this one is a Xavier Institute alumni yearbook. It's kind of like the source books that I like, but it's in the format of a yearbook. Kind of goes through the history of the X-Men as told through the format of a yearbook. So we got the team evolving over the years. Then we got the the faculty section, and got some class events, class trips, parties. This fun stuff I like. Not your typical comic book stuff. So happy to find that. It was only $1, so why not? Really happy to find some of these cartoon books. Got Back to the Future number 2. This is the miniseries number 2. I think they did, it says 2 of a 3-part miniseries. So they must have done the miniseries first and then done the regular series. I think the regular series lasted a bit longer than 3 issues. This is in the art style of the cartoon, which I really loved when I was a kid. I liked that and the Beetlejuice cartoon. They were on it around the same time, and the art styles are very similar, so that appeals to the nostalgia in me, and they were just both fun cartoons to watch. Speaking of which, got some Animaniacs books for $1 piece. Number 57. They're doing the whole Y2K parody thing, so can't go wrong with that. And number 40. Again, these Animaniacs books are really hard to find, and these aren't in the best shape. They weren't in bags and boards or anything. The spines are dented a little bit, but I wasn't going to leave them for $1. If they were like $3 or $4, I wouldn't have paid that, but for $1, why not? Got a weird Ultraverse book, this Flood Relief, printed by the American Red Cross. I couldn't figure out which flood it was for, or if it was just for like a, you know, fundraiser type thing for the American Red Cross. It was in like 94. So I think Hurricane Andrew was earlier than that, so I don't remember if there was a big flood that happened around that time that they released this comic for to raise money for the victims or for the Red Cross, for some of the disaster relief organizations. But I've never seen it before. It was only a quarter, so why not? Then one more Ultraverse book, and it's a fun crossover. It's Prime and Captain America. And this one's fun. There's 2 stories in here, and the first one is illustrated by Norm Brayfogle, who did a lot of the Norm Brayfogle did a lot of the illustrations and pencils on the Batman the Nightfall series when that was going on. So I was happy to see him doing some other stuff. Prime and Captain America crossovers, pretty cool. Just a couple more here. Sleepwalker 21. Just picked this one up because it was a newsstand. You know, I'm not, gung-ho about completing this set. I do have number 1, so I think I had to pay more than $1 for that, unfortunately. I think it was like $5. But everything else I can probably find for $1. I think maybe some of the later issues, like Darkhawk, in the Darkhawk, like the Sleepwalker and Darkhawk runs, those later issues are harder to find. I know the Darkhawk ones go for a little bit more than $1. I'm not sure about the Sleepwalker ones, though. This is a newsstand for a quarter. It's in pretty good shape. Nice Hobgoblin cover, so couldn't pass that one up. Then I got 2 Operation Night Strike books, some Extreme Liefeld Image goodness. Got number 1 there and number 2, so happy to grab those for a quarter each. And then the last book I got from Clobberin Comics, like I said, is this store exclusive they did. I think they were charging $30 for it, for the trade dress, and then probably more for the Virgin. But I like the trade dress stuff more than the Virgins, so I grabbed this one. And it's a cool Dan Panosian cover. I haven't read any of the new G.I. Joe stuff. I think I read some of the Destro and was not that impressed. I know the Cobra Commander and the Duke stuff's supposed to be pretty good, so I'll give that a shot if I can find the newer issues in the cheap bins. So that's a nice wraparound Baroness cover. And then there's Clobberin Comics. Excuse me. That's the name of the store that I went to in Shepherdsville, and then they have one in Elizabethtown, like I was saying. So if you're in the area, definitely check them out. Nice guys, and they have good deals. Not as many dollar books as I would like, but I always like to see more dollar books in places. But they have a lot of fun toys and movie memorabilia as well. So let's check them out if you're ever in the area. That's gonna do it, guys. Short video this week or this month or however long it's been. But that's gonna do it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.